welcome back to my channel. My name is Reese J, and I'm so glad you're here. Today we're going to talk about allowing God to show up in your life. And what does that mean? So, allowing God to show up in your life, that means that you must take your foot off the gas and you need to press brakes. That means that you need to allow him to take over. You need to let him get in the driver's seat. And when you do that and you decide to surrender and allow God to just lead and guide you, it doesn't always look like sunshine and rainbows, okay? It's going to rain and it's going to pour when it rains, because there's a lot of inner work and a lot of things that God wants to do with you, and he has a purpose for you. A lot of people are struggling and trying to figure out, what is my purpose? Why am I here? What do I need to be doing? What should I be doing? And if you haven't allowed God to lead in your life, then that's what you should stop and do. You should allow him to take lead, okay? You cannot do everything on your own. I was that person where I thought I could just handle everything. I can do it. I was strong. I'm this and I'm that. And I realized that I was trying to do everything and I was struggling while I was trying to do everything. I cannot control everything. I can only control what I can control. And when I realized that, I allowed God, I just gave it to God. Like when I told you guys in my previous videos, like when I was struggling with anxiety and depression, I was a school teacher. That was my first year. And it happened in the spring. It was like the second semester, you know, after Christmas. And I realized that I was just struggling badly with anxiety. I was struggling to speak up amongst my counterparts. I was just, I don't know. I was that person where I was quiet. I just like go with the flow, you know, that type of person. I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want any trouble or any negative, you know, feedback from people. I wasn't a confrontation person, okay? And so a lot of that kind of, you know, kind of took a toll on me, because there were things that I wanted to say that I just did not say, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I thought about it. Like, you remember that Scissors song at the end where her grandmother was like, Solana, if you don't speak up for yourself, they think you stupid, right? She was telling the truth. Like, I was like, I gotta do better because I'm grown. There's no way that I'm scared to say what I feel and what I need to say to other people. Like, there is no way. So I'm like, you know, I gotta do better. You know, I was praying and I'm just, you know, was praying, but I wasn't praying the things that I needed to pray, if that makes sense. You know, of course I thank God for what I have and everything, but I was trying to get rid of the anxiety. I was trying to get rid of the depression and all that good stuff. So what I started to do was like listening to podcasts and Audible and just trying to find out what can I do to let loose of the anxiety, okay? But the whole time I was in my own way, okay? I was in my own way because I was allowing these things to happen. I wasn't the one that was speaking up. I was the one who was always keeping things bottled up and allowing things to happen, allowing people to do whatever they wanted to do to me. And here I am stuck in, because I'm scared to speak up for myself. And I'm like, I gotta do better. I'm grown, like, girl, please. Okay, and so it's so crazy, y'all. So the spring of that spring, 2021, it was a lady that came to my door. I always say, even now when I think about it, like, God sent her, you know, and he knew what I was going through, you know, but still I try to keep this happy face for my kids because I didn't want them to see, like, you know, what Miss James was actually going through, you know. And it's okay to not be okay, y'all. It is okay to not be okay. And that is the first step also too, of realizing, like, you just got to work on yourself, and it's okay to do that, you know. So don't ever feel bad that, you know, when you're going through a hard time. Like, it's okay to say, I'm not feeling well today. It's okay to say that I'm just not okay mentally, emotionally. I'm stuck. I feel stuck mentally, you know. It is okay. So anyway, 2021 spring semester, I was greeted by this woman who said that she was coming to visit my classroom for a week and a half because, you know, she just wanted to, I guess, you know, discuss some things with the kids. You know, of course, like I told you, I was a 6th grade teacher at the time. I only taught 6th grade, but she came in and, you know, I'm like, where does this lady come from? And okay, she said she's stopping by. I was like, okay, cool, you know. So anyway, so when she came in, she bought her and her people to help set up and help, facilitate the whole thing that she was doing in my classroom. And she would come towards the end of the day. She came and she spoke about how to handle relationships and how to not assume, to ask questions, to not take things personally. She was just talking about all these things, how to face your issues, your emotions, your problems, and all the things I needed to hear. And y'all, when I say I knew that was God, because that is so weird to me. It was weird and crazy how that happened, knowing that I was going through what I was going through. And here God himself, brought this lady in to my classroom. She could have went to any other class on the 6th grade hall. She chose my class. And I was just so thankful because I knew I needed exactly what she was trying to give me. Like exactly what she was saying in there, I needed to hear that. And I told her that. I said, I'm just so thankful that you came to my class after hearing that first, like everything she had to say that first day. I'm like, wow, like I was a student in there learning myself. You know what I'm saying? You're never too old to learn. Doesn't matter where you are, what position you have in your life. Like you're never too old to learn. Okay, so even when you're not a student in the desk, it's not too late to learn something. Like you need to know that. So anyway, she was just teaching all these things, and so important because I had students who were struggling, with friendships and stuff. Students are young, and when someone says something mean to them, they're ready to cry or they're ready to tattletale, and I knew that they needed to hear that as well. So again, I was that student and I was listening to them in the desk. I let them take control of my classroom while I sat in the desk and I listened. And what she gave me when she left, she gave me her book because I did not know that she was an author. Oh my God, she gave us so many things. And this book is called It's a Good Time to Be You. And her name is Angela Henderson. Angela, if you're watching, girl, thank you. I just want to say, like, ever since I read this book, I read it twice. Ever since I read this book, it changed my life. Like, it changed the way I thought, the way I look at life, it just changed the way I dealt with my relationships. I started speaking up for myself. I started to call on God more and just allowed him to take the lead, and while I follow, oh my God, this book shifted my mind completely, my life completely. And I learned to talk to people and convey what I needed to, and it's about delivery too. Like you can say what you need to say, but make sure that your delivery is on point. Like, don't be yelling and screaming at people just so you can think you get your point across. I think people who do that is really struggling to have some kind of power. It's like a power structure there. Like you're trying to rule the situation when really it's about the message that you're trying to convey. Like, make sure that the person that you're talking to will receive that information as well, But anyway, so I was reading, and of course, she wrote a letter in here, and she said, "Thank you, Marisha, for the wonderful opportunity to participate in the amazing things God is doing in you. Here's to living your dreams. It's a good time to be you. Love, Angela." Y'all, if y'all can see, that is like the sweetest freaking thing ever. She gave all of us masks that says it's a good time to be you. I've gotten so many compliments, guys. I still have my masks in there. And she gave us journals. Oh my God, like I had so many journals left over. I gave it to my students the next year, in the next fall. So in August 2021, I had new students coming in, of course. And I had so many journals left, so I gave it to all of my students. And I had enough to pass around. I had probably like 1 or 2 left, so I saved it for myself because I love her books. I love the journals because they're so soft on the outside, but they're so durable, like so strong. I love it. And I'm still in the ones that she gave me, and I'm almost done, so I know I have an extra one to use. But y'all, when I tell y'all that was God himself that sent that lady in my classroom, knowing what I was going through, like that was an angel. Like, oh my God. So the book is really about her talking about her life, talking about how God has came in, he has done wonderful things to her, and how when she felt like she was breaking down, it was really God pulling her together, putting her back together, you know what I'm saying? And how she had to let loose of material things, she had to sacrifice in order to receive what God has for her. And I just felt like this was such a beautiful, beautiful story, and to share with people and to get them, you know, to see a different way of life. Like, there's more out here. There's so much more out here. If you change your surroundings, if you allow learning to come into you, and you allow yourself to be exported to the different things that is here, other than what you're used to, I'm telling y'all, you will perceive life differently, okay? It's about the people you bring around you. It's about the things that you allow closer to you. Like, I don't know, it's the good things. I'm telling y'all, like, you see life so differently. And man, didn't I see life differently after reading this book. Of course, y'all know I annotate, so I have all kinds, I highlight all kinds of things. And here I just flipped to this page and it says, the plan is to keep moving and don't stop. What? Okay, what? So another one, and she has like all kinds of things in here. Like, I'm telling you, all kinds of things. Page 28, I highlighted this, as you can see. Like I tell you, I highlight, I annotate, because I like to highlight key things. Things that stick to me, that I want to stick to me, that will drive me and keep me moving and keep me focused. That's what I highlight, because I find that those things are very valuable to me and what I'm doing in my life. So on page 28, she says, mindset is key. I heard a quote once mentioned by Dr. Reese that stated, if you continue to have the same old mindset and fall prey to the enemy's schemes, you are no longer a victim, but a volunteer. Okay? In other words, that means if you continue to fall on the same old things that you're used to, you're volunteering to do those things. In other words, you're making a choice. You made that decision every time. Because everyone has a choice in life. Either you decide to want to change and step out of your comfort zone, or you decide to stay in your comfort zone and keep receiving the same old things by doing the same old things. You know what I'm saying? So if you want different, you must be different. You must go out and do different things. You can't stay the same, but then you want change. You can't keep doing the same thing you want change, you know? And she says, I encourage you to stop volunteering to participate in Satan's endeavors to rob you of the abundant, joyful life you have been promised. Listen, he has no authority over you other than the authority you give him. Man, listen. Look. Drop the mic. I'm telling y'all. Reading things like this keeps me going. You know what I'm saying? Like, utilizing what you have. I had this for almost 2 years now. And I just go back to this when I need to, because I know that I highlight the key things in here that I want to remember, that I want to keep with me. These are things, guys, that is of value to me. It is important to have values, morals, because you have something that you live for. You know what I'm saying? If you don't receive it, then you know you don't need to be around that. Anything less than what you value, you know? And I value mental health. I value, just being motivated and inspirational, I love love. I value genuineness, and I value things that keeps me learning. I love to learn. I love to do different things. I love it. I love it. You know what I'm saying? And I love to hear other people's motivational stories because it inspires me, you know? And I feel like that's what I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I just want to say, like, Angela, girl, you are wonderful. You are wonderful. I'm going to read this last one I highlighted. She says, a good intention with a bad approach often leads to a poor result. You want to positively approach these activations with a tiny goal in mind. Challenge yourself. So I challenge you to let God take control. I promise you, like I said, it's going to pour because There's things that you must unlearn that you cannot take in your next season. There's things that you need to let go of. It's gonna hurt because you're like, I'm used to this. But that's where you get better, is when you get out of that comfort zone. You've been there too long, and it just is so familiar. You're like, okay, I don't want to leave. But you need to. I promise, because I decided to let God take control. And yes, it poured. It rained on me. I was going through so much, and I felt like I was just breaking. I was crying. I was just going through so much, and no one knew because I hid it so well. Only God knew. And I just want to say, like, allow him to come into your life. You might be scared because you feel like you're going to lose the old you. But I promise you that the new you, God, I can't talk. The new you is going to be so much better. I promise, if you just let him take the wheel. Okay, and she has all types of scriptures in here. She has things that you can write down, prompts here. I mean, it is so much. It is so much. It says, there are many races you will run in this life, many crowns that you will have waiting for you. Never stop at one accomplishment. Fulfill all of your assignments with excellence. You can do anything. It's a good time to be you. And if you are looking for this book, if you want a copy of this book is on Amazon, okay? I'm gonna put the link in the description box. But I just wanna say, y'all, like, the fact that she showed me what it is like to be a woman of God, you know, and what it's like to just let God lead and you just follow, and what it's like to handle relationships and how to speak up for yourself. I mean, I love to learn, especially from women who I can learn from. You know, she's so amazing, so amazing. So amazing. So thank you, Angela. I'm gonna put this to the side. I got into the topic so deep, I didn't even get into the scripture, but we're gonna do the scripture and then we're gonna do the affirmation and then we're gonna close, okay? Because I was so deep into that story, as y'all can see, and like I said, like, oh my God, I was going through such a hard time last year, 2021, and I'm just so thankful that God brought her to me because he knew I needed it. And Lord, I'm so thankful. So our scripture today is, you can't see it because it's a little backwards or whatever, but I'm gonna read it to you and then I'm also gonna have it on the screen. So in all thy ways, acknowledge him and he shall direct thy paths. And this is from Proverbs 3:6. In all thy ways, acknowledge him and he shall direct all paths. He will direct your paths. But you must acknowledge him. Show gratitude. Say thank you, Jesus. Lord, I leave it to you. I need you in everything that I do. And I'm telling you that he will always come through. Always. But you gotta take your foot off the wheel. You gotta stop trying to force things to happen. You gotta just let it roll. You gotta let him take control. You just gotta keep him first, always. Keep him first, okay? Never last. Keep him first, baby, okay? People think because they cannot see, they don't believe. You gotta show people these days in order for them to believe. But I'm not one of those people because I'm not pressed on material things. I'm not pressed on the outside. I'm pressed on how I feel on the inside. No matter how I look, if I feel good, I don't care how I look on the outside. And honestly, when you work on the inner work, the outside is all that's going to come together. I mean, I promise you, because like I said, even when I have my hoodie on and I'm dressed down, I know that still I feel good. I'm feeding my soul, I'm feeding my mind with good inspirational things, reading, I am journaling, I am doing all these things. I'm praying, I'm staying focused on God and allowing him to take over. I'm not forcing anything, you know? Because what's for you will come to you. It will flow naturally. But it can't come if you're forcing things. If you're trying to do it your way, it's not gonna happen. Honestly, you're really delaying it all. So anyway, Also, I was writing how I allowed God to show up in my life too. After COVID, I just was not a church person, but God is anywhere that you are. When you call on him, you seek him, you acknowledge him, he is anywhere that you are, okay? He's gonna show up. And I knew when I was watching Sarah Jakes Roberts and T.D. Jakes, oh my God. I mean, every Sunday, that was my church. You know what I'm saying? So this was my Bible journal. And as you can see, it's all full. I mean, it is full, so I had to get another journal. But baby, what? I mean, filled with inspo, filled with things that I wrote down from watching T.D. Jakes and Sarah Jakes Roberts. I write things down that I know that will hold value to me, that is very valuable to me. Like, I always keep and write down things. This is February 21st. Okay, February 21st to the 25th. And this was last year, of course. And that's when I started definitely writing more scriptures down. I was following along with the lesson. I was writing notes. I mean, I'm a note taker, baby. That's just me. I'm gonna write down my notes. I'm gonna write down meaningful things that'll carry me and guide me. You know what I'm saying? That I can stick to and I can always remember, because when I'm feeling low, I know that I always have these key things that I can go back to, reread it, so I can get back to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I gotta keep the motivation and the inspo around me. Another thing is, I got this from Amazon too. It says, let that shit go. Let it go. It says, journal your way to feeling weightless as fuck. Okay, so this is my first self-care journal. I love it. Okay, I'm not gonna hold you, but I love this, love it. And again, you can get this from Amazon. It says, a journal for leaving your bullshit behind and creating a happy life by Monica Sweeney. Monica Sweeney, baby. Listen, girl, thank you. Because I feel like every page I turned to, it was, it was about me. Like, it was prompts that I was facing. I'm like, girl, how did you know? But y'all, so good. I'm telling y'all, so good. So very good. I mean, oh my God. And also too, if you're suffering with anxiety and all that good stuff, she has things in here that you can color, you know what I'm saying? And you know, just vibe. It's really a vibe, okay? I'm telling you now, but it's so good. And she has inspiration, quotes, things in there for you as well as you go through your journal. It says, today is your fucking day. Here, color in something beautiful. Today is gonna be fucking great. I mean, things like that. When you open a book, sometimes you're feeling so low. I remember I would feel bad, but when I open my book, I would feel so much better. I promise. Like, because you don't hear people talk like this around you. That's why it's so important to just stay alone and stay focused on what you got going on. But you don't hear people like this telling you positive things all the time. That's why it's so important to invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. Invest in the good stuff, the things that you know is going to feed your soul, not drain it, okay? Like, so anyway, that's from Amazon. I'm gonna leave that link below. And this is the book I'm reading still. I don't care how long it takes you to read a book, as long as you're still focused and you're reading the book and you're moving forward, that's all that matters. And of course, I annotated in this book as well, but this is from John C. Maxwell and Rob Hoskins, all right? And it's called Change Your World, How Anyone, Anywhere Can Make a Difference, okay? These are books I love to read, okay? Very motivational, very inspirational. And this is the journal I was telling y'all that Miss Angela Henderson herself gave me and my students, and I have turned this book into my manifestation book / journal. So, in my other book, I have one similar, well, actually it's similar, just like this, and it's all my note-taking books. Like, those are my things that I write down, things I want to do, all that good stuff. So anyway, yeah, like invest in yourself, allow God to show up, allow him to be with you, allow him to take control. Yeah, no, it won't be easy. Yes, it will be worth it. It will be worth it. It's gonna be a roller coaster, okay? And no, he's not doing it on purpose, but he is showing you that there is a purpose, that you do have a purpose. He's showing you that with him, all things are possible. You can't do it on your own. That's why I try to control what I can, and I allow him to take lead in everything else, because I can't do it on my own. I know I can. So Also, too, I have this book as well. It's called Go After Your Dreams. You can get this book from Michael's. I love Michael's, because they have those little rings and then, at the ends. And then you can, open it and take things out if you want. Post them on your wall, whatever you want to do, whatever is in here. But it's like motivational stuff in here as well. It says great things can happen when you have the courage to be yourself. I love that, and that's from Michael Sam. So there's good things in here, good things in stores that you can pick up. Like the money that you spend from working on these people's jobs, you can invest in yourself. At least 10-20%. I mean, get you a journal if you want to start journaling, but don't say what you're going to do, actually do it. You know what I'm saying? So, and I feel like find things that will get you closer to God if that's where you want to be. But I promise you it's so worth it. Like, it really is. So I kind of did everything backwards today because I got so in tune into the story, and I'm so grateful at the same time. So anyway, as long as we got what we need to get out today, that's all that matters. So our affirmation of the day says, I can only control what I can. And that's all you can do, y'all. Stop trying to control everything. Like, stop getting anxiety over the future. That is in God's hands, okay? Stop trying to worry about tomorrow. That is still the future. That is in God's hands. Use what He has given you today. What He has given you today. Because what He's given you today will get you through today. Only today. Focus on today. Okay? And another affirmation I put at the bottom, it says, I am blessed. You are blessed. Okay? You are blessed. You are. God has given you everything you have in this day. Stop trying to overlook and try to, wish for more when you haven't even taken in consideration of what He has given you today. Be thankful. Be thankful. If He woke you up today, be thankful. Show gratitude. I am blessed. You are blessed. Stop looking at what you ain't got. Stop being grateful for what you do got. Ain't that what T.I. said? I mean, come on. You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing. Listen and watch things that motivate you too. You cannot say that you are a person of motivation or this and that and the third, and then you're watching all these other things that make you not that person. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's about what you watch. It's about what you listen to. It's about the people you be around. If those people are not for God, then you won't be either. You can be the utmost inspirational person. You can be very positive, but when you're around people who are draining, who are energy drainers, people who are just negative all the time, that don't even really do much, but they're always judging other people's lives and what they're doing in their lives and making other people's lives their lives and overanalyzing people's stuff and what people got going on. Like, energy drainers. Okay. Disconnect from social media and get more in touch with God. Get more in touch with yourself. Get closer to yourself. That person that you want to be. Stop trying to prove it to other people and actually do it, okay? Don't talk the talk, but walk the walk. I was that person before too, and I was like, I realized like that's not what I want to do. I don't want to be a people pleaser. I want to please myself. If I'm happy, I don't care what anybody else is doing. Why? Because at the end of the day, you gotta think about it. You cannot change other people. You cannot talk them into doing something that they don't want to do. Especially if you've done it before and they are still showing you the same thing. They don't want to change. And whatever you want to do now, that's in your heart now, is in your mind now, then you do that. You separate yourself and you will be who you want to be. But you can't bring everybody with you. You can't drag them down. You can't say, oh, I need you to change if you're going to be around me. Just distance yourself. Isolate yourself. You're going to learn so much more when you sit back and just chill. I promise you. So allow God to show up in your life. Be your best self. Invest in things that you find that are good to you. It might not be the things that I have. If you want to be a nurse or whatever, what do you want to do? You're going to invest in probably getting in a nursing school or a program, or, you're going to hang around with friends who are nurses so you can learn from them. I mean, you make the decision on what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't know what else to say about that. But anyway, have a blessed day. I feel like I didn't talk enough, but I pray and hope that this was valuable to you. But I just hope and pray that you all have a blessed day, that everything that you want, that you will get. And I pray that, that was my stupid. I pray that all is well with you and that you continue to just give it to God. Stop trying to carry so much. Like Erykah Badu said in Bag Lady, like, you gonna hurt your back dragging all them bags like that. I mean, like, stop trying to carry so much. Like, you a woman, you trying to be strong. Okay, you got that bag. Then you try to grab this person, try to change this person, this man, and he dragging you down. I mean, you gotta be the provider. You gotta do all this, you gotta do all that. You gotta leave it to God. Stop trying to control everything, okay? You are not a bag lady. Pack light, okay? Pack light. And love yourself, because you are light. This is illuminating. Illuminating means to shine and be your best self and to be enlightened and to just, love the person that you are becoming, okay? And be unapologetic about it, period. All right, guys, have a blessed day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.